Are we on? Are we on? It looks like we're on, folks. This is all set up. It says the comments are not available right now, the live chat, but they got me censored out so crazily on here. So let's get to Caitlin. Let's get right to the nitty gritty. It's the truth serum. I've done a lot of mob gangster videos and everything else like that. And I've been censored, thrown out, everything else, way back when Caitlin Clark entered the league, I was doing my videos and everything, and I didn't realize she was watching. We corresponded, and it seemed like she was under pressure. She thought she had to take her rookie lumps. They're throwing it all over. Like you got to take your punk papers, but it was beyond that. It was beyond just taking your punk papers, and it was something way beyond that. And so she went through all that. The refs didn't care. The coaches didn't care. She was targeted. Her own teammates wouldn't even stick up for her. And it started, and she still had a great season. Now, mind you, she plays for a ham sandwich, which she signed the contract for $338,000. A bologna sandwich to resurrect that league, which the marketing revenues from that league can go through the roof. So she's the messiah to save the league. And she got a bum deal on that. So here you have the messiah to save the league. And now you don't have any cooperation between the commissioner, the coaches. They turn it into street ball. All the other players are jealous of her. She signed the Nike contract for $28 million, and a lot of the players were just getting the league minimum, $75,000, $125,000. So instead of writing her, as if I'm a player and I see somebody come into the league like that, embrace her, raise the level of competition so everybody could benefit. And she did make everybody benefit in the travel and things like that. But when I was doing the FaceTime with her, and then she couldn't talk anymore. She was under all this pressure. They didn't want any outside forces coming in to influence her mind and everything. And the poor girl just figured, I just got to go with the flow. Get the shit beat out of me every game. And I'll blind you, white girl. I'll blind you. They're poking her in the eye. They're hip checking her. They're bouncing her all over the court. And it just goes unchecked. So let me tell you something right now, folks. Whoever comes on here, this video ain't going to get any views, but I'm going to tell you what's going to happen and possibly going to happen down the road. I'll tell you what's possibly going to happen. There's a million videos that are going to be out there. A million videos that are going to be out there. And she will, if the WNBA and that Kathy Engelbert don't straighten this out. Now, this is a multi-tier conspiracy. From the commissioner to the coaches to the players. And there's whistleblowers in there that will confirm that. So number one, she could sue the WNBA for whatever number. Just pick a number. She could sue the WNBA, cripple them, and go off to the Europe. Now they're saying, well, there's been rumors about the European Basketball League. Well, listen, folks. You'll hear it first here. The 50 people that'll watch this. She can go to the European League, sign for $100 million for 2 or 3 years. Ice Cube offered her $10 million to play in the Big Three or whatever like that. No. And then she could come back and see how the WNBA if they cleaned up their act. But other than that, why should she, she could just take her check and she's living good and everything like that. But she wants to compete. She's an athlete. She wants to compete on a level playing field. Yes, we have all this social political stuff going on outside in the periphery, but she wants to compete for a championship. She wants to win a WNBA championship, but don't get it twisted. She will leave. And here's another thing. You'll never hear this on YouTube, folks. Here's another thing. These Dubai sheiks and millionaires, billionaires that are over there, they will build a state-of-the-art arena and get all the best players around the world to form teams and pay them all millions, and take the rights and have the rights to that league, which everybody would be watching worldwide. Everybody would be watching worldwide. So she can play for tens of millions of dollars with different propositions. Ice Cube coming with this 10 million Big Three league. Forget it, Ice Cube. No, because everybody sees the upside of Caitlin Clark, except the WNBA, obviously. Everybody sees how she could elevate this game internationally and globally. But the WNBA and Kathy Engelbert, and then the commissioner of the NBA, Stern, this bum, should have come in a long time ago. This alien, this Stern, should have come in the first year and said, Kathy Engelbert, what's going on over here? You're turning this WNBA to ghetto street league. We're trying to raise a brand here. The only viewership they get is when Caitlin Clark is playing. The rest of the league, it's crickets. So why didn't Stern say, you're trying to destroy the very product we're trying to improve? That bum, David Stern, that alien. So what is the true motivation? This is the carryover from the political bullcrap from Joe Biden and the liberals and all the rainbows and lesbians and all that. And they've had carte blanche. They had carte blanche during Joe Biden, and now they want to pollute the WNBA, and they got a target. Go after the white bitch. I'm gonna blind that white bitch. And there's no technical, there's no suspensions, there's no fines, there's no suspensions. What if it was a white girl saying that about the black girls? It'd be on the front page, it'd be on all the networks. Racist remarks from white girl in the WNBA. They'd make a big to-do about it. But all the black girls are saying it about this, white bitch, white bitch that Brittany Griner, he's a bum too. Brittany Griner, he's a bum too. That white girl, this bitch, that bitch, yeah, honky, yeah, cracker, yeah. Yeah, so Caitlin Clark will possibly sue the WNBA after the season, get whatever she has to do. If they got to train the refs. Now, you're going to hear it. There will be charges filed for a multi-tier conspiracy from David Stern, from the NBA commissioner. The NBA controls the WNBA. Conspiracy from Stern to Engelbert to the coaches to the players. On multi-tier on, let's get this white bitch. We don't care about the ratings. We're still thinking like the rainbow Joe Biden liberals. We don't care if we trash the freaking brand of it. We don't care. If obviously they don't care. The league can't run a profit anyways. The NBA subsidizes it. They ain't turned a profit. They got a chance to turn half a profit with Caitlin Clark, but they're they're not um soluble. They're not a soluble. They're not a profit making machine. So um Caitlin Clark might, after the season, because she can't have fair competition. She wants to go for a championship. So she took her lumps the first year. And when I was talking to her on the thing, the media, but then she got shut down on it. She got shut down on it. And I said, you got to fight back. Don't be meek. You got to fight back. Now she's fighting back a little bit more, but it's all still twisted and everything else. But she was watching my videos way back, and she was killing time. I was telling mob stories, but I was at the end of my mob stories, I was making motivational talks. Don't give up. Keep fighting for the general viewers. Whatever you're doing, don't give up. You know, so she was feeling that nobody had her back. The coaches didn't care. The commissioner didn't care. And she was just a lone ranger. She's the lone ranger gonna save the WNBA. They should be putting a red carpet down for her, but it's the opposite. So that'll really F with somebody's mind. So I was trying to tell in my videos, stay strong, you keep fighting, blah, 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 blah. So when she finally realized it's a shit show and you don't have Stern in your corner, the NBA commissioner, which oversees everything, the WNBA is under the NBA. So he won't speak on it. That bum. Kathy Engelbert, another bum. She was in bed with the other coaches that she and the refs. Multi-level conspiracy on look the other way. We don't care if they knock Caitlin Clark down every game and just turn it into a ghetto-fested shit league. See, what they might have been thinking is which they're polluted. Now, I could only come up with psychographics and strategy like when players enter a league, they want to have rivalries. Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, they want to create rivalries and all this and that. So the WNBA might have in their polluted brains, which they're not even that smart though. They're ghettoed out. But I would understand that if they tried to create conflicts between Caitlin Clark and other names, so you know it's like the WWE. Wow, Caitlin Clark's playing her rival over here. Boom, viewership will go up. Caitlin Clark's playing boom, 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 boom. But if her name ain't involved in the rivalry, it's crickets. It's crickets. So, you know, I'm not saying that was their strategy, but it could have been a possible strategy that they might have said. But you got that Asia, that Dijonay, they're straight ghettoed out girls. It's not in their DNA. They're not thinking about a rivalry for views. They're just thinking about let's get the white bitch. She's getting all the limelight. The white bitch is getting all the limelight. Excuse me. Let's take her eyes out. They're poking her in the eyes. They're tackling her. They're throwing her by her hair every game. No fines, no suspensions. Well, keep it up because you're going to hear it first here. She can decide to leave out of the contract, which was a bologna sandwich, $300,000 contract. Of course, the Nike deal was worth $80 million. I mean, you know, okay. I mean, $8 million. So, of course, but she should get paid accordingly to what she brings to the league, not a bologna sandwich. She accepts a bologna sandwich because she knows she can make money on the endorsements. So she does that to improve the league, rise the league up to be a viable, respectable league, which she wants to win a championship in. But, you know, And she was like, I was telling her last year, fight back. Well, I don't get any calls. My teammates don't stick up for me. This and that. I says, well, you could get offers internationally and make 15, 20 million a year. The billionaires in Dubai and other countries will build a state-of-the-art stadium to bring the best players in from around the world, and you don't need the WNBA. And it'll be played with real referees, real commissioners, real governing bodies. Of course, it's your childhood dream to win a WNBA championship, but there are these other options open. Sign a 3-year contract over there. Make a quick 100 million. Keep an eye on the WNBA. There'll be crickets once you leave, and they'll all be sitting around going, "What happened? What happened? What happened? You retards! What happened? You wanted to destroy the league. You wanted to destroy the one person that could raise your league up." Well, Caitlin Clark won't come back until they get another commissioner, train some refs. Well, I believe the refs know how to ref a game, but they're just coerced. They're just told to call a game a certain way. I'm sure they know how to ref a game. They know what a foul is. They know what a double dribble is. They know. I'm sure the refs know how to call a game. But what about these memos and emails, which will be exposed, that were all coming from various places, including the refs? So unless they clean that up, listen, Caitlin Clark wants to win a WNBA championship. Okay, but you know what would make her feel good too is leave, go get set up, go grab your 100 million overseas, and watch the WNBA crumble. Watch them crumble. Watch the commissioner. If they have a new commissioner, they might keep Kathy Engelbert. Well, who knows what Stern will do? He's a weasel. He's a woked out liberal weasel. She would love to sit back in her mansion in Paris, France, and watch the WNBA crumble to the ground. Here's the new ratings report. Here's the viewership for the Liberty and Fever game. Crickets. There was nothing she'd like to do, even though she wants to win a WNBA championship. But payback is a bitch. Sit back and watch the whole league. It can't go bankrupt because the NBA subsidizes it. So that's the only thing that keeps them going. And of course, Caitlin Clark puts fans in the seats, but it's not sustainable. Let's get that established, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. It's not sustainable. Okay? So what you're going to have is, I told her a long time ago, now she got pressured not to talk to me because they have handlers. They have handlers. And then she tried to send up this and that. Everything got blocked. But I was saying exactly what was going to happen. Fight back or go overseas. You see on YouTube, forget about the media, the social media, the network media. They spin whatever they want to spin according to their agenda and their liberal, woke, rainbowed out freak show, which is 34% lesbian, black lesbians. She's a white heterosexual woman. So you got layers and layers of just hatred from these players, the commissioner, the coaches, and the refs, who are instructed to call games certain ways. But keep your eyes and ears open, folks, because You're going to wait and see after this year what happens, what actions will be taken, because she not only can get out of her little bullshit bologna sandwich contract, she can sue the WNBA, which is the NBA, for $100 million for a multi-tier conspiracy that there's Exhibit A, Exhibit B, Exhibit C, Exhibit D, evidence from the top down that will be a no-brainer, which would never go to court. It would get settled in a half an hour because they would not want to expose their self on a public daily trial. So they would squash that in 10 minutes. Because then when you start peeling the layers and exposing in the commissioners and the coaches and the refs, it's breach of contract. Forget about breach of contract, which is a layup. No pun intended. It's the truth, sir. Breach of contract, that's a layup. Conspiracy, amongst other Scooby snacks. You know, if you thought long enough, there'd be a laundry list of them. But I'm going to tell you something. She will have the last laugh. And she will have the last laugh. Look at matches. Who still smokes cigarettes these days? And if they do, who still lights them with a match? It's the truth, sir. I'm here. Quit smoking. So, what else? Yeah, see, I was telling some goofy mob stories years ago, blah, 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 blah. So between the games and stuff, she was watching I don't know how, but it came up on the algorithm and she was watching my videos. So we had some dialogue and everything. And then I got another thing the other day that put WTF. I says, I'm going to do a video. I'm going to do a video and just put it out there. I'll get 50 views and it's going to be, it'll have more information than all the thousands of videos on YouTube that are out there. That's the beauty of it. I love it. I don't care what I get, whatever I get. I don't give a shit. But you'll see it. You're going to hear it first here, folks. Forget about Ice Cube and his offer. These Arabs and these foreigners, they like novelties. They want it. They can afford novelties. And they will offer Caitlin Clark $100 million contract for 2 years or 3 years. Come go over there. They could set up the logistics and everything else. They're billionaires. They could build a structure, a state-of-the-art structure, and set up a real international league, a real league with the best players in the world. These girls, yeah, the college, these girls are good. They're good. But the Russians could rock and roll too. And the French can rock and roll. And the Australians could rock and roll. I mean, there's talent all over the place. Of course, America produces probably the best talent. The Olympics might demonstrate that. So they could, well, this Caitlin is such a nice girl. She doesn't want any problems. She wants to play basketball. She turns and walks away after she gets blasted, thrown to the floor. Her teammates don't defend her. She's out there by herself, the Lone Ranger, doing everything she can to rise this league up and try to win a championship. But she is getting no help from the corrupted commissioner, Kathy Engelbert, David Stern, commissioner of the NBA, any of the coaches. The plan The WNBA plan instead is get the white bitch. Get that white bitch. She's been poked in the eyes 12 times. Blind the white bitch. Blind the white bitch. Tackle the white bitch. Tackle that honky. Tackle that cracker. The one very person that could get them higher contracts, but they're ghetto. They're ghetto. I know about the ghetto. I've been in a million of them. I've lived in many. I know about the ghetto mentality, which is just it's a fancy label from just being ruthless and stupid and ignorant and retarded. So you could say that's the ghetto, and jealous. So let me see. I try to put some things down here, but when I was talking to her, she was depressed, and she said she liked watching the videos to raise up for motivation because she was getting thrown around the first year, and it was like, well, the rookies are supposed to take the lumps. Really? These are attacks. This isn't a fraternity where you get hazed, okay? This is the WNBA. Yes, you're going to take some hard fouls and this and that. Yeah, that's part of the game. But getting poked in the eye every game, getting your hair pulled out, getting bulldozed over by Bertha, 200-pound Bertha, bulldozing you over, that's not taking your lumps. That's malicious attack. So you're going to have to bulk up, honey. And next year, come out and defend yourself. And if they don't change, the commissioner doesn't change, and the refs don't change, venture somewhere and go get your quick 100 million, and then come back if they clean it up. You heard it first right here, folks. You heard it first right here. You're going to see these other channels that got 200,000 views, and they're all speculating. They're flipping it. They're flopping it. What about this? What about that? I'm telling you right now, she will leave the WNBA. I am telling you right now, she will leave. I'm not saying it'll be an extended period, but she will walk away from the WNBA with a lawsuit in her pocket also. A lawsuit in her pocket. And they could do whatever they want with commissioners. They can do whatever they want with their liberal rainbow political bullcrap. They can do whatever they want. They could just continue to tank that league without her. And Caitlin, go make a quick 100 million. And then we keep our eye open on the WNBA to see if they're going to make any changes or not. If not, that's all right. Then it'll be the historical account. There'll be an historical account, and this will be the eulogy. The eulogy of the WNBA will be: we had the Messiah, we attacked the Messiah, we made the Messiah run, and then we crumbled. That'll be the eulogy, and everybody will be saying, "Well, that was stupid." Well, then pay attention to who your commissioners are. Pay attention to who your refs are. Other than that, it's plain and simple. It's really plain and simple. So that'll be the eulogy. And they might start their own independent league because there's enough money. Don't just because the NBA has a lot of money. They don't have a monopoly on basketball. They don't have a monopoly on basketball. The international demand for a player like Caitlin Clark would be very, very successful. They just look at the WNBA as a trash league, some G League trash league. That's all. That's what the eulogy will be. Well, they had this experiment called the WNBA. They tanked it. They had a shot to resurrect it. They tanked it. Well, why would they do that? Because they're psycho, evil, rainbow, perved out liberals that are still embedded in these positions. David Stern, Kathy Engelbert. Case closed, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Case closed. 2 names. Why? In the eulogy, when they write the eulogy, why? David Stern, Kathy Engelbert. That's why. And everybody else blinded to common sense and logic as to why do people continue to do the look the other way and continue to do the wrong thing when you have the answer and the Messiah and the person that can get you to your goals and objectives. Viewership is up in the WNBA. Really? Only when Caitlin Clark is playing. Look at the viewership when the Phoenix no-namers play the Arizona no-namers. The Three Stooges have higher ratings than these other games. Okay? Foghorn Leghorn, Bugs Bunny has higher ratings than their basketball games without Caitlin Clark. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury. So, Caitlin Clark is holding all the cards. She's been very, very resilient and taking all this with no support from anybody, not even her teammates half the time. How the hell is she getting plowed over on the damn basketball court and her teammates don't come in and smash somebody in the face? They condone it? When you can't have your own teammates stick up for you. Now, I've played many street sports with rival teams all over the west side, south side. When somebody got smashed, it's a rumble. It's a rumble. I believe her teammates are so polluted that they actually like it when she gets smashed. Jealous. Instead of thinking of the future of the game and how everybody could rise up respectfully, ethically, financially, no, let's get the white bitch. Let them beat her ass. We're not gonna defend her. When you don't even have your teammates defending you. That's why last year she was getting, it's going to affect a person. On one hand, I'm supposed to be the face of the WNBA and bring this machine up to the highest levels. And on the other hand, all the other forces are working against me. That'll F a person's mind up. Well, listen, Sally. Listen, honey. Listen, CC. Listen, Caitlin Clark. Fight back. Sue the NBA, the WNBA, which is the NBA, the mother corporation. Get your money and walk and laugh at it, and then laugh when they're done. Every week you look at the ratings reports and sit back and have the last laugh. That's all. That's all. So I told you, Caitlin Clark. Now this is the new plan. Okay? This is the new plan. Nobody's going to watch this video. But if there's a YouTuber out there with a channel that happens to watch this, that has 100,000 subscribers, you have the right to use this. There's no copyright on this. You can use this and say, this is what happened on June 18th, and this guy right here called it all. You could say, how did this guy know? How did this guy know what was going to happen? So if there's anybody that's got a YouTube channel that's got subscribers, I'm shadow banned. Over here, because when you speak the truth, then they want to F with you. So, but just you have the right to say, well, who is this guy with the cigarettes and the coffee? Well, who is this guy? How did he know? Because I talked to her. What do you think? You just grab stuff out of the air? And then a year from now, look back and say, yeah, we thought whatever you thought about me, well, that guy knew. And if I go, if overseas is in the mix, I will be that personal consultant to keep her head on straight. Because what they're doing, what they did to her head the first year when I started talking to her, no support from anybody, sitting in her home by herself. Well, she's got a husband, but there are some straight females in the WNBA, but she could have the personal support like that. But in your profession, that'll get you depressed. So I said you could sit there and say it's all unfair, it's all unfair, it's all unfair, but you are holding all the cards to this sleight of hand show. You're holding all the cards. You can fight back and see if there will be any changes, or go overseas, grab that 100 million, and then watch the WNBA crumble. Okay. And that might be looking more as a very, very, very being reality. That has a great chance of being reality. This little old channel right here. And Caitlin, I apologize because I know you watch, but you don't want to talk because you're under this pressure and it's all crazy, and they're watching you. They got all your communications. They got all their communication vehicles censored and tapped and everything else. Why? What is the politics got to do with Caitlin Clark that they can tap her devices and who she's in communication? You're afraid to talk to me because I put it out there straight, honey. You're afraid to talk to me because we were talking on Meet face to face and she keep looking behind her. What's the problem? I'm too extravagant. No. I speak what's real. Defend yourself. And whatever happens, don't crumble. Fight. When you go out and somebody's going for your eyes, smash them in the face. They want to cause controversy, then let's rock and roll. Watch this, folks. Caitlin Clark, I don't promote violence and everything else, but when in Rome, do like the Romans. She's come out, and if they want to, you want to roll, well, let's roll. Because she is fighting back, but not at the force that she's more interested in the integrity of the game than to just turn it into a ghetto rumble. You see, but she's fighting both sides of it. But elbow somebody in the mouth, come out and smash. And then let it all reach a crescendo. Let it reach a maximum threshold where something has to happen. Because obviously it's not enough. Not enough has happened thus far for anything to happen. Well, then take it to the next level and then watch what they do. And then off to Europe, grab that 100 million. Ice Cube, she ain't going to do no little rinky-dink $10 million deal in your rickety-dink Big Three league. Nice try, Ice Cube. I like him, though. And she's got the support of the international billionaires that they would love to have a novelty like Caitlin Clark, which the WNBA does not care about. So you watch, folks. You watch this little old channel. I told her that last year this was going to happen. Well, maybe this is the right time. Maybe the chronological order of this to happen is the right time. But ESPN won't report it. All the sports networks won't report it. Just like they don't report that dude, Brittany Griner. They don't report that dude, Brittany Griner. So you see what's at play. You got a dude, Brittany Griner, that wants to attack Caitlin Clark. That's another subplot. They protect a dude in the WNBA that is maliciously going after Caitlin Clark. No recourse, no nothing, no suspensions, no fines, no nothing. La-di-da, la-di-da. Because their mindset is get the white bitch. They don't care about profit, integrity of the game, or nothing. Get the white bitch. But we'll see. Get the white bitch. Okay. She will have the last laugh. Listen up, folks. She will have the last laugh. The conspiracy between David Stern, Cathal Engelbert, the coaches, and the refs will be exposed. If, which is a highly likely if, they do a non-disclosure payoff to her. And then she goes off to Europe for a couple of years with the option to come back and try to resurrect the WNBA. So that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. I told her a year ago. You could see the writing on the wall. All the major sports networks, well, ESPN, which is in bed with they televise most of the games. ABC, Disney, the mother corporation, ESPN, ABC, and all that. They're woked out liberal freaks. And they won't change what they stand on. They stand on a freak show. They don't want to budge off of a freak show and support the perpetrators instead of the person that's going to rise your league up. So there's no way around it. It's like Michael Jordan coming into the league and they don't have his back. They don't have his back. Now that bum, Asia, whatever the hell her name is, she got kicked off of the Chicago Sky. That other bum with the freaking makeup and the wig, the makeup and the long nails and everything. She's so worried about her TikTok views and all that. Chicago Sky says, go, which was surprising that they says, get lost. She's only concerned about her marketing, which she has a right to. She has a right to make money on the side. But when you're playing the game, play the game. That's what we pay you. Other than that, bye-bye. She might get picked up by another team that's all rainbowed out, liberaled out, and all sketched out. She might get picked up by another team. But if David Stern and these commissioners don't start to realize that they got to start getting rid of the poison, then it will just continue. So we'll wait and see if they want to get the poison out of the league and have a reputable game with a real commissioner, real coaches, real refs, and players that want to play basketball. If you foul somebody, technical foul, you're going to get fined and suspended. And if you get 3 of them a year, then you're gonna get sit out a season. That's all. Very simple stuff. So have some structured consequences, or let me tell you, we've been spoiled by Caitlin Clark through all this hell she's gone through, and keep your eyes and ears open because she will go to the EuroLeague. Nike International, just it's in the United States and everything, is $1 trillion. If they get a foothold over there, this WNBA freak show, it'll be an afterthought. All it'll be like, wow, they forced Caitlin Clark out of the league. What'd she make last year overseas? Well, she made 120 million, and then her endorsements were this and that, and then these billionaire sheiks paid her for some appearances, and yeah, now Caitlin Clark is worth $1 billion. So for her to leave the WNBA and go overseas for 3 years, she'd be a billionaire in 3 years. And watching the WNBA crumble, everything would fall to the ground. How one person has that much control of the receipts and who sits in these stands. Now, let's look at it from another point of view. If things were done the right way, Caitlin Clark comes to your town. You want to watch it. It's a very competitive game and everything's nice. And then you might support your local team, even if she's not in town. So it might pique your interest as a fan, as a sports fan, to say, hey, you know what? There was some pretty good competition. Caitlin Clark's not coming next week, but I might support my local team and rise the value of the WNBA in that manner. So she could be a great ambassador just to get people to watch. And then if you could just get the person to watch, marketing, just from the marketing side, and just get enough people to watch and say, I like this product, they might come back and continue to watch and have their own favorites on their teams. But no, they don't. So it could have built up organically like that also. It could have organically built up like that and raised the value, raised the credibility of the game, raised the respect of the game. So it organically could have helped all teams. Who do they pay to make these decisions? You need a commissioner? You need a WNBA commissioner, Stern, you bum. You need a commissioner here. Every game will be a sold out game. Every game will be a sold out game in 3 years. It's the carryover of these psycho libs that want to affect culture. Sports, they try to use sports to affect culture. We've seen it in the NFL. We've seen it in the NBA, where they want to cross over and put their political stuff to affect the culture. Play your sports. People play to watch sports. We'll make our own political decisions, okay? But leave that out of it. Sports is sports. I don't care what these athletes and what's in the end zones of the NFL games and all the freaking freaked out stuff the NBA is doing and all that. No, we want sports. We want sports and respectful sports. So they couldn't even try to maintain it organically. Organically. Yes, Michael Jordan was a superstar, but he got everybody's attention and they ended up supporting their own local teams. Everybody wins. Every team raises their marketing value. Everybody wins. But the WNBA doesn't care about that because the NBA has billions of dollars to throw around to support some freaking radical league like the WNBA. So they don't care about the accounting or the profit. They don't care about a profit or a loss. They ain't made a profit yet. Their only shot is Caitlin Clark. So you can't say, well, geez, they keep losing money. They'll have to change. No, they don't have to change because they got the support of the NBA financially. So they don't have to change. But once it's done with, once Caitlin Clark leaves, go ahead, NBA. Keep pumping millions of dollars into that. There'll be freaking cutouts in the stands. They'll have to put mannequins in the stands. So keep it up. Keep it up. She will leave. She will leave. Caitlin Clark will leave the WNBA. Not for more than 3 or 4 years. Okay? There's a million YouTube channels out there. There's everything else. Oh, this is the guy that told the mob stories, this and that. I was in communication with her. Her first year. So respond onto my homepage because she's under a microscope and they're trying to direct her from the forces of the league and all this and that. But she's sticking up, she's fighting, and that's that. But get the last laugh. This product of the WNBA is the worst shit show that and David Stern, the commissioner of the NBA, nobody's come out and made any public statements. He's supposed to fire Kathy Engelbert. Are they erasing the emails right now? Are they scurrying to erase the emails? So there'll have to be forensic. There have to be forensic investigators because you can't erase everything. It's all stored. You can't erase that cloud in the sky. So what are they going to do? All the communication that went on between Stern, Engelbert, the coaches, and the refs? Wouldn't you like to know what actually was being told to the refs? It's obvious on how they called the games. It's obvious. And it's obvious how Kathy Engelbert didn't give any fines or suspensions. It's obvious, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. This is a no-brainer. They don't report on it because it's their own product. Why is ESPN going to report on it? Because they're the ones that are in bed with them. The mother corporations, Viacom, Disney, and all them, they're telling those editors, no, we ain't going to report on that. Why are we going to try to, why are we going to narc on ourselves? Why are we going to tell on ourselves? Why are we going to make ourselves look stupid? They already look stupid because she's going to leave, folks. She's going to leave. If she wants a title, but she will leave. She will leave. And this multi-tier conspiracy, malicious intent to do harm between 3 levels. Those are federal crimes. Malicious intent to do harm, whether you're on the street or on an NBA court. We'll see what happens. What I think might happen is when no matter what, she can sue and make a big publicized hearing and let them face possible federal charges. Because when you go to other states, when you travel from state to state, it becomes a federal issue. So, of course, they travel all over the country. So it's a federal crime. So they will have to deal with that. Which David Stern, that Peabody, that alien, he'll just say, write her a check. $9 no disclosure, hush. You know, she won't be able to reveal how much she got paid off, with the option to come back to the WNBA if they clean up their act. Otherwise, they'll just be given a eulogy. What would be the WNBA ratings if Caitlin Clark left tomorrow? What would be the WNBA ratings? All the sponsorship. What would be the ratings if she left tomorrow? When she wasn't there, the Sunday morning cartoons were achieving higher ratings. While we're on the subject, the cartoons and the Three Stooges and Bugs Bunny was getting higher ratings than CNN. So what would be their ratings? Ladies and gentlemen, Caitlin Clark's going to the EuroLeague, signed a $100 million contract. What's that WNBA going to do next? What do they got? The only thing they could come up with is a eulogy. And everybody would be going, why? Why did you handle it like that, David Stern? Why'd you handle it like that, Kathy Engelbert? And all the refs that were in on the conspiracy and the players that were in on it too. Why? Because they're leftist, liberal freaks. And you got a white, heterosexual girl who is the enemy. A white, heterosexual woman in that environment, no matter if she can bring the league to the highest mountain or not, they don't care. They don't care what the upside of it is. She represents what they hate on the court and in the streets. I'm not saying all the WNBA players, because I'm sure there's good women in there, good, logical, sensible thinking women in there. But they got the paid actors. They got the actors. They got the enforcers. They have the enforcers. And Engelbert was in on it. Kathy Engelbert was in on it, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. She was in on it. Okay? Sue me for libel. Sue me for libel. Kathy Engelbert was in on it. David Stern was in on it. The referees were in on it. Turn your head to all the assault, not the fouls that were happening on the court. Turn your head to the malicious assaults that were taking place every game. You're trying to take the girl's eyes out. Every game. She's getting poked. They're going for her eyes. Blind that white bitch. If she can't see, she can't shoot. Blind that white bitch. The refs just look the other way. Dum. Maybe those refs were getting envelopes. Folks, maybe the refs were getting some envelopes. You know what an envelope in the mafia envelope? It's money. Money in the envelope. Here's an envelope. This is what we want you to do. Here's an envelope. Great job. Here's an envelope. Continue to do that great job. Yes. Seen that a million times. So they're worse than the mafia. They're worse. The mafia's got more integrity than that, even though they've done some whatever. But geez. So there you have it. I covered about everything I could cover. It's the truth, sir. I've been censored. Of course, you could see why I've been censored, because I come with it. I'm from a military family. My family fought for our freedom of speech, and YouTube could do whatever they want with my channel. Those censored out Chinese bought out bums, they could do whatever they want. That they've done everything already. But they'll pull this off. They'll take this down after 3 after 3 days, they'll take this video down. But you folks store it, and remember, in less than a year from now, we'll see when the smoke clears what happens. What happens? There will be, if you want to guess and make an educated guess, they'll pay her off. They'll pay her off. I think they might want to save the league if it's possible. If it's possible, they might want to save the league. Because all the other girls, all the other real athletes, all the other real women athletes, the consensus would be, enough of the bullshit. Let's rise this league up. So enough of all this stuff. They want to have a viable product. They want to have a respectful product. Why is all this sidebar stuff? They're crucifying Caitlin Clark. They're thinking, why can't we just raise our brand up organically? They're doing everything to tear down the brand. Because these bums, they turn sports, they try to turn sports to shift the culture, to shift the thinking of people, because there's big viewership, of course. So they're using it as like a culture shifting thing. And like, well, everybody's just going to accept the WNBA because everything's a rainbowed out freak show liberal with dumpster fire. So they just want to inseminate those same beliefs and motivations into the WNBA, because it's gone in politics, it's gone unchecked for the whole Biden administration. This is the carryover of the Biden administrative liberal thinking apparatus. Okay, this is the carryover. You want to talk political? Well, this is the freak show that they had at the White House, their rainbow freak show they disgraced the White House with. If they disgraced the White House with a liberal freak show, what do they care about the WNBA for? That's an afterthought. So this is the fallout and how they inseminated the WNBA with all those liberal freaks. From Engelbert to Stern and the coaches and the refs and the owners. And the owners. Not one owner makes a stance. Not one owner comes up there and has the balls to say, listen, Stern, listen, Commissioner, I'm gonna shut my team right out of the league. I'm gonna close shop. Not one of these owners, because they're those liberal corporate scums. They're the liberal corporate scums. They don't care about losing money. They're more interested in a liberal freak show, and they stand on it. So profit and money and success and growth means nothing. They got all these players being their pawns. They're just like puppets. All these enforcers in the WNBA, they're just pawns. They're puppets to do what these liberal billionaires want to do. That pay off David Stern and pay off Kathy Engelbert. And the refs. And we'll see about what kind of money was passing hands between certain people and the refs, okay? Because the refs will be getting interviewed by the FBI. The refs will be getting interviewed by the FBI. The refs will be given immunity, and the refs are going to spill the beans on a conspiracy. But they'll try to nip it in the bud, shut down all investigations, pay Caitlin Clark off, and give her a gag order. Give her a gag order. She can't speak on it anymore. Well, Caitlin is not going to agree to any gag orders. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Caitlin Clark will have enough money in the coffers for any type of gag order. No. She'll be writing 5 books. Caitlin Clark will be writing 5 books, ladies and gentlemen. And I will co-author that. You want to read a good book? There's a link in the description. See how my writing abilities are. Wherever it is. She'll be writing a book. Caitlin Clark comes out with a book. It'll sell 20 million international. Yeah. And everything else. So there won't be any gag orders. There won't be any gag orders, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. There won't be any gag orders. No. No. She will have the #1 book in the world. And then you folks must wonder, what was she thinking her first year? Why me? I thought I was supposed to be the savior. Why me? So everybody would that be pretty interesting to know, what was she going through? On one hand, you're going to bring the league back. And on the other hand, they're trying to destroy you. I'd buy the book. I'd buy the book. So she's holding all the cards. She's holding all the cards. And with a book also, there's a lot of people that can be exposed also therein. So she's holding all the cards. No matter what, she will have the last laugh. So David Stern, and get off your freaking high horse. Caitlin Clark is holding the cards. Maybe some of your freaking emails might be found. Maybe there'll be warrants for all of that stuff. If you only seen what was being communicated via electronic, we don't know what they said face to face or on the phone, but there is evidentiary stuff out there, which isn't even needed at this point in time. A lot of that's not even needed. This is a no-brainer on top of a no-brainer. This is a layup. This is a layup. No pun intended. So, Caitlin Clark, holler at your boy. Keep your head on straight. Fight back, honey. I know you can't contact me right now. I know. But I know you still watch, honey. I know you still watch. And this is what I want you to do. When you're coming down, and you see that Brianna Stewart, the next time you play, when you come down, you plow her into the first row. Because if they want to get jiggy with it, if you want to get down, let's run. You want to roll, let's roll. Let's roll. This is my legal and friendly and professional advice. Whoever is going to be attacking you, so in the first quarter, let them poke your eyes out, let them throw you to the ground. Yes. In the second quarter, let them poke you in the eyes, let them throw you to the ground. In the third quarter, in the second half, you start smashing elbows to the face and you start running people into the first row. Because let's get down. Let's get down with it. So they can show that all over the media. So they can show that and see what this has come to. If you're gonna fight, fight. There's no more excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. There's no way turning and walking away. You get plowed to the ground, you turn and walk away to the other end of the court. No more of that. No more of that. She's coming. She's going to start smashing, folks. She's going to start smashing. Okay? You heard it first right here. There's going to be a big situation. There's going to be a big situation. Let me tell you how this is going to unfold, folks. Then I'll let you then I'm going to get out of here. There's going to be a big situation. This is what's going to happen. You can earmark and date this video, okay? The guy that smokes and drinks the coffee. Who did that video? I don't know. That guy that smokes and drinks the coffee. That's who did the video. Okay, this is what's going to happen. She doesn't care anymore. She is going to smash somebody. She's going to get her money's worth, okay? And this is what's going to happen. The other team is going to gang up on her and pummel. It's going to be a rumble, a real rumble. It's going to be a street fight. It's going to be a street fight. And it's going to rise to a crescendo, and then it's going to be all over the media. Not ESPN or whatever, because they're, scumbags. But it's going to rise on social media that Caitlin Clark finally fights back. And there's a big rumble. She's got 2 black eyes. Her nose is broke. And the other girls were rumbling and all this and that. That's the only way that this can end. Or the trajectory of this is going to that event, to that blowout. And maybe she might get the support of some of her scumbag teammates that turn and walk away and just let her take a beating. So she's and this is gonna put a stick in the sand. This will finally set your mark. And how far do you guys want to go with this? That's the only possible outcome, other than this bullshit perpetuating longer and longer and longer, even if she's going to leave the league. So you got to put your mark in the sand and totally expose it even bigger and say, yeah, I'm rumbling. So what do you want to do, Commissioner? What do you want to do to me, Kathy Engelbert? You want to suspend me from the league? Thank you. You want to suspend me from the league? You haven't even gave a fine or a suspension to one of them players for tackling me every game. So now I'm going to fight back and smash somebody in the face. What do you want to do, Engelbert? What do you want to do? Suspend me for a year? I'll be in Europe making $100 million, you knucklehead. So Caitlin Clark, come out with those elbows, honey. I know you're a nice young lady. You're a proper, respectful, brung up the right way. But you got to set your mark, honey. Come out, and that Asia Wilson and those other scumbags, get that elbow, sharpen that elbow up, and smash those teeth out. And this will finally have to reach a crescendo where something will finally have to be addressed. And let's hope you get suspended from the WNBA. Let's hope you get suspended from the WNBA, okay? Because in 3 years, you're going to be worth $500 million, okay? So, God forgive me. I don't want to promote violence. But when in Rome, do like the Romans do, okay? Forgive me, Jesus. Forgive me. Forgive me, Jesus. Okay? So there is going to be an episode, maybe in the playoffs, and there's going to be an episode where it's going to be a rumble. It will be a rumble. There will be faces torn up. That's what they want. That's what they're going to get. And let's pray that they suspend you, honey. Okay? 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 Show me a couple dollars for the consultant fee too, okay? I only want freaking 1/100%, okay? All right? For those consultant fees, okay? I hope you smashed her face in. I hope you get suspended. I'm sorry about your aspirations for a title. Maybe down the road, out after you grab that $100 million overseas. But you need instruction. You need somebody outside of that machinery to really give you eyes to see. And you were going crazy back when we were talking because you were depressed. Be the fighter that you are. You're a competitor. You fight. You got to still fight. You fight by making 3-pointers, but now you're going to have to fight and smash somebody in the face. It obviously looks like that comes with the turf in the WNBA. So you're going to have to do it. It's got to reach a level where you put your stick in the sand and say, we can fight every game, every night. Let's fight every name. I'm throwing every night. Okay? Don't turn and, well, that's the righteous thing to do. You get thrown to the floor, you get up, you brush yourself off, and then you walk to the other side of the court. You turn the other cheek. Those days are over, Cinderella. Those days are over. There ain't no turning no cheek. Get up and smash somebody in the face. And this is going to have to end one way or another. You can't play the middle of it. You cannot play the middle of this situation. All right? You can't play the middle of this environment. So then they'll know that every time they get that they'll know, well, my coach and the commissioner told me to attack Caitlin Clark. Well, I better think twice about this because I'm going to be the spectacle. I'm the enforcer. I'm going to be the spectacle. I'm going to lose my career. I'm going to lose the integrity of the game, which you might be wanting to build the brand up, the marketing value of the game, the integrity of the game, the respect of the game. So who's going to want to enforce? Who's going to want to enforce when they know Caitlin's going to be smashing back? So you're going to be the person on social media, YouTube, that got in a fight with Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark finally fights back. That's the thumbnail. Caitlin Clark finally fights back and blackens somebody's eye. Caitlin Clark finally gave somebody a bloody nose. They scratched her. They tried to scratch her damn eye out. She got poked in the eye 12 times in one game. Blind that white bitch. Dejanay, blind that white bitch, Dejanay. Blind that white bitch. Really? Really? Oh. Yeah, okay. Okay, we'll see what happens from here on in. Caitlin Clark, beautiful spirit. You're the best. You're going to have to shit or get off the pot. You can't play the middle. The next time it goes on, the first quarter, the second quarter, it's already been established, just in case there's any controversy. In the third quarter, you come out and start smashing. You smash, you go for the eyes, and you go start smashing. And this is going to will have to be settled one way or another. It will have to be settled one way or another. Force the hand onto the commissioner. They don't care. You have to force their hand. And then walk. Then walk. Then walk. All right, folks. That's that. My battery's going to go off in a minute. So support the channel. There's the Cash App and everything. I'll do a follow-up. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Caitlin Clark, I love you. Keep fighting. Start smashing faces in, honey. Start facing smashes in. You got the information down below. Give me another contact. All right. God bless everybody. And stick up for yourselves, folks. Stick up for yourselves.